Hey my dudes, my name is Cecilia and welcome to my kitchen in Stockholm, Sweden. I have been getting a lot of questions and comments lately about this kitchen. I run a bakery from right here in my apartment, and almost every week without fail, someone in the comments will be like, girl, how do you fit everything in your refrigerator? Wait, are you baking everything out of that one single oven? Are you sure you don't have more storage somewhere else? So today I thought it would be fun to take you guys on a tour and show you that I live in a very normal, small Stockholm apartment, and that's where I run my bakery. And it works because I'm organized and efficient most of the time. We are going to start with the thing that I get absolutely the most questions about. What does my refrigerator and freezer look like? I must have a huge one, right? Wrong. This is my refrigerator. That's it. This half. Everything over here is in a built-in, so it's like, doesn't even take up all of the space that it could be. The fridge is divided into a couple different sections. On the door, we have like all of our condiments. I feel like that's fairly normal. And then we go through an absolutely atrocious amount of milk every single week. We actually had a fourth 1.5 liter in here, and we just finished it this morning, and we bought it yesterday. Up here, we have all the stuff for the bakery, and then the bottom half of the refrigerator is stuff that we like eat. So business, pleasure. With the refrigerator being so small, obviously we can't have too much of our own food in it. We go to the grocery store, and by we, I mean my fiance goes to the grocery store basically every single day and gets our food like for that day. Sometimes for a couple days, like we do have a little bit of leftovers and some basic vegetables and stuff, but we also try to eat a lot from the pantry. This is our freezer. It has 3 drawers. This drawer down here is for our food, and then these 2 drawers up here are bakery food. We have some recipe testing in this one, more recipe testing, and then these 2 butters are because I'm gonna be making scones later. And then our frozen food right now is literally balls of cookie dough and a very icy steak. And then of course, in the same area, the next most important thing in our entire kitchen, our dishwasher. We must run this dishwasher approximately a quadrillion times a day. When I first moved into this apartment, it had a front, and then after a couple years of living here, before I started the bakery, the old dishwasher just completely died, and when they replaced it, they were like, well, it's really hard to find one to buy that like would fit having the front kind of thing, and so they were like, we'll just skip that. So now I have this whole built-in and then just a dishwasher in the middle of it. But I'm not complaining because it would be worse if I didn't have a dishwasher. So it's fine. It's great. We love it. Next to the fridge in here, we have all of our pots and pans. When I originally moved in, the girl who was living here before me was using this as a pantry. And I think if this whole space was empty, you might also think this. Here's why you would be wrong. This is so freaking deep that as soon as you make this into a pantry, like you're screwed. You will never be organized ever again because all of the food that you want to eat should be right here. It should be easy to see. If you have any sort of like flour or sugar or whatever boxes of dry food and it's all the way back here, that's a full arm length deep, and you're just gonna have your food in there. You're never gonna find it. You're not gonna know it exists, and you're just not gonna eat it, and then you're gonna get weevils, and you're gonna get ants, and you're gonna get all sorts of gross little buggies. We solved this problem by putting the pots and pans here. This is not our favorite solution in the world, but it is the solution that works the best for us. Up here, we have tools that we use often, but not like every single day. So like all of my bench scrapers and stuff, they're all in here. All of the scoopies, they're also in here. Rolling pins, just anything that we don't use on the daily is gonna go somehow in here. This could also be more organized, but like, there's a limit, you know? And then all of my cake pans, and then we have piping tips and siphon stuff up here. Also, again, like I use these frequently, but not every single day and not even every single week. So they need to be handy, but also not immediately like available. I'm gonna be taking them down every single day. Down here, we have these guys that like slide out and stuff. This is a little bit of a leaning tower here. Now you would think, Cecilia, this is so obviously for pots and pans. Why have you not put the pots and pans here? And I'm gonna tell you why, because this is probably one of the most annoying things about this kitchen. We had the pots and pans in here, and anytime you wanted to put pots and pans away, you had to put them up on the countertop, close this, put them in there. Now all we do is go from here, pick this up, put it in here. Much more efficient. This corner over here is probably the most disorganized place in this entire kitchen. We have tried so many different solutions to make this work and functional, and as of right now, this is the best that we've got. It's good enough, it's fine. We have no more energy to deal with it. We have changed this around like 100 times. It used to be that my microwave was here and then the stand mixer was here, and this area made a lot more sense, but I'll show you in a minute. We've moved those to a better place. And so this has just kind of become a random catch-all hole. We have all of our cutting boards here, and then some sizzle trays, and then also all of our scales live back here. Why do we have the protein powder up here? I don't know. We're not bodybuilders. It's just where it landed. We have extra towels right here, and then some olive oil. God forbid we have like a small amount of olive oil. Obviously it makes so much more sense to have a ginormous thing of olive oil, apparently. Up here is where things get really random. I don't know it's just random stuff up there. I don't know. This is one of my favorite parts of the kitchen. This is our knife rack here, and like about half of these I would say are mine. You can also tell that a pastry chef lives here because there's 4 teeny tiny knives, and then we also have 2 pairs of scissors, his and hers, because one is right-handed and then one is left-handed for me. But what makes this my favorite part of the kitchen is that this is all for me to use, and then Axel, my professional cook fiance, has all of his knives up here where I essentially cannot reach them. They are out of the child's reach. They are his knives. He takes very good care of them. He uses them. He can reach them. Me, on the other hand, the pastry chef, I use these knives. They are much less sharp, and I want them that way. Moving on, we have a fairly normal sink, sponge. This is very Swedish to have the Vetex sitting above the sink like this. And then we have all of our trash in here, and we have compost and then plastic trash and then regular trash and then kind of like cleaning supplies. I forgot to mention that we have all of our glasses and mugs above the sink. Sink, cups. We have an induction stove and then a fairly normal oven. I don't know, this oven is not like special or top of the line or anything. It's just a normal oven. Both of them are from Siemens. I really love working on induction. I've been working on induction for the past like 5 or 6 years now. I think gas is great. That's what I grew up with, but induction is so fast, and more importantly, it is so easy to clean. And we often use this as like another work surface or like workbench to put things on, because it won't just like turn on. It will like, you have to, it's great. I love. As with all ovens, you have to form a relationship. I really like this one because I can bake more trays at a time than I could my previous oven that broke down last fall. The only problem with this one is that it often runs like 20 degrees colder than what it says. Like if you put it on 200 up here, we have a thermometer in there and it will consistently read 180. Okay, thanks for that. Like, that's annoying. But like all things in life, you make it work. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, if you're like, hey Cecilia, why do you always use an induction out there in your videos? Why do you not cook that much here? 1, because the light is worse in this kitchen. And 2, don't you love this guy? Isn't it so fun to just in the middle of everything have a frickin' pole? And the reason this pole is here is because it's structural. If this was not here, the whole thing just come crumbling down on our heads. Below the oven is where we keep all of our oven trays. In this household, we have 3 different types of metal trays. We have these jelly roll trays from Nordic Ware because they're the only trays we have that can fit in the refrigerator. We have these trays because these are the only trays that can fit in the oven. And then we have these trays because these are the only ones that fit in the speed rack. We're gonna get to the speed rack in a bit, but we're kind of going in a circle here. So we'll get there, just stay tuned. Next to the stove, we have the oils, the salt, a thermometer because we use it all the time, the pepper, obviously. These are tasting spoons, and we know that they're the tasting spoons because they have a different end than our eating spoons. And then we have a million little baby offsets because God, I love offset spatulas. Big tools, small tools, trying to hide the outlet. And all of these tools we use on a daily basis. That's why they live there. And now for my favorite part of the kitchen, the pantry. This is the spice drawer. Everything is alphabetical. This is the only thing that's a little annoying. We don't have place for the xanthan gum, but that's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Isn't this so pretty though? I love this so much. This brings me so much joy. I do wish some of the labels in here were like straighter, but the way that I have like worked and worked, I put the lid on, I put the labels on, the labels are straight. And then you like open the jar once, you put the lid on, and it's crooked forever after. It's like the lid doesn't stay in the same place, which is like not how jars are supposed to work, I feel like. But that's how these jars work, so it's fine. It's fine. This is our pantry drawer. This isn't perfectly perfect. I mean, we still have this up here and we have this over here, but it's good enough, I feel. This last drawer is for really tiny things that are not spices, big boxes, and then anything that is a liquid. So all of our oils and syrups and vinegars and all that kind of stuff. We have all of our aprons here, plates and bowls and small plates and small bowls, and then also some trivets, coffee, tea, fruit that doesn't need to be refrigerated. We have some vanilla extract back here, rice, dried mushrooms. Now we do actually use these things back here, but they're also pretty. So that's why they're out. And the mortar and pestle we use surprisingly often, which is also why it's out. We used to keep it down below here and it was just like annoying to get to, so we moved it up. All of our cutlery that we eat with. Plastic wrap, a little bit of extra parchment, some aluminum, plastic bags, just kind of like a catch-all drawer for random stuff like this. Up here, we keep all of our plastic containers as well as bowls and pitchers and other kind of random stuff in the back there. All right, we're nearing the end of our tour here. And if you have seen any of my Bagre Lara videos or pretty much any video I've made in the last year, you will have seen my pride and joy, this speed rack. Nothing has been as much of a game changer for my business as this speed rack has been. It holds so much stuff. Today, for example, is Thursday, and later I'm going to be making a whole bunch of buns and lemon bars and a lot of other stuff. And so all of those ingredients are like kitted out. And then, yeah, I use this thing for everything. And if you're like, tell us more about how you use it, literally watch any Bagre Lara video and you will see how much I go in and out of this thing. I use it for everything. I also just want to touch on one thing really quickly, and that is that in Sweden, eggs are left out at room temperature. That's how you buy them at the grocery store. That's how you store them at home. Like, this is the proper way to store eggs in this country. The only time I have eggs in the refrigerator is if they're like cracked and open and out of the shell. You know what I mean? And also with butter, I mean, I haven't lived in the States for a really long time. So maybe if you had butter on your counter in America, it would go bad really quickly. I don't know what's going on in that country. I don't know. But at least here in Sweden, like my butter sits out at room temperature because I know that I'm going to use it up within a week and it doesn't go bad. And you're like, how do you know it doesn't go bad? Because bad butter smells bad, you guys. You know, it's not a question mark. You know when the butter is off. And that's what works for me and my business in this country, here of Sweden, in Sweden, here of Sweden, in Sweden. This is normal, okay? Okay. And here we have the very last part of the kitchen. This used to be a bookshelf where I had books, and then we decided that this was much more efficient. This is my stand mixer. It's an Enkish room. I love it. This is a Thermomix that Axel just recently bought online for like a really cheap price. I think he got it for like 2,500 crowns or something like that, which is just like shockingly low. This is very like restaurant-y to me, but he has been really loving it. And I'm sure as soon as I start to use it, I will also love it. It's basically a blender, but it can get hot which means you can make a lot of like really fun things in it, like custards and soups, and like, it's really cool. The induction that you always see me using in my other videos lives over here on top of the microwave. This is our Mocha Master. I bought this last Christmas and I absolutely love it. It's not a Swedish home without a Mocha Master. And then we have like other small tools up here just because we use these all the time and we want them to be like easy to reach. Down here is bakery dry storage. So this bin is just kind of like extra stuff. We're using a lot of almond-based things this week, so that has been put in here. But then we have the sugar, the flour, chocolate, and nuts. We go through such huge amounts of these things that we need like big buckets for them. And then over here, we just have like random small pantry items that absolutely would not fit in the other drawers that we just don't use that much. So they all get to live here. And this guy here is Micrio, because we want to get into tempering chocolate, which I absolutely hate. And so we're gonna try seeding the chocolate with Micrio. And this is not a chocolate video, so I'm not going to explain what seeding the chocolate with Micrio means, sorry. But that's why we bought it. And it's just living there for right now. Oh, and also important, I'll have you notice, everything is on skates so that nothing touches the floor. It's very important. Nothing touches the floor. And that's it. That's the entire kitchen. I feel like you guys see it every single week in my videos, but you just see this like one angle. You don't see everything else. But there's a lot going on back here. I'm gonna be real with you, I often don't show what's off camera over here because my sink is full of dishes and I don't think it looks good. You don't get to see the 1,000 quadrillion dishes that I do in a day. You don't need to see it. I'm not gonna let you see it. And that's it for the kitchen tour. Questions, comments, concerns, put them down in the comment section down below. And I hope that you guys have a great week and I'll see you around next week. Hey-do!